Yeah, Roshi, you will get the recording sent to you. Everyone who has signed up for the event will receive the recording on their email address. Hi, Pavan. Hi, Pat, Modi, Martin, Philip. Thank you for joining today's session. We are going to start in the next 8, 9 minutes. Uh, we will cover the fintech case studies and use cases and show you from the get-go how we use Turno AI to make complex analytics on very large data sets really simple, really easy for your entire team. If you do not come from a coding background, if you do not have expertise in tech, uh, you can still use. This is a no coding platform. Basically, you just simply write in English and we'll show you how the tool works. If you have any questions, just Starting in few more minutes. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Sachin? Akode?
Yes, can you hear
Hey,
me?
hi Gajendra.
Yes, yes. Hi everyone. I'm joined by my team, so we are going to start in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Okay.
All right.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce the team behind today's session, a group that works hands-on with data and AI every day, helping team turns complex, sensitive information into clear, usable insights. To set the context, fintech teams today face some very real challenges. Data spread across multiple systems, uh, increasing regulatory pressures, limited visibility into risk signals, and heavy dependency on technical teams for even simple analysis. So, in today's session, we will start by unpacking what Terno is able to do in these situations and show you how uh, you can apply AI to multi-asset analysis, risk and compliance monitoring, and forecasting, right? So uh, I'll start. Basically, we'll just go around and introduce ourselves. I am Gajender. I take care of the marketing part for Turno AI. And with me is uh, our founder, Sandeep Giri, CTO,
I,
Sandeep Akode, right? And our senior developers from the team. So, Sandeep, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Sandeep. I'm founder of CloudX Lab as well as the Turno AI. At Turno AI, we are basically building the data scientist in all formats for enterprises, for individuals, and for very large, you know, organizations as well as community. So it's essentially your data scientist, which can automate almost everything. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Akode, Sachin, can everyone introduce yourself? Yes.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
Thank you,
So
Sandeep.
I'm Sandeep Akode, and I lead the technical team at Turno, and I build various things here. And yeah, we'll go it.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Sachin. And I take care of the engineering part at Turno, and as well as I take care of the whole product and think from the user's point of view what things should be there and how the user experience should be. So yeah, that is about me. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, all right. So do we have any other members from the team?
It'll be, one more thing, it'll be great actually if everyone can introduce themselves. The audience who are joining the meeting, yeah, feel free to introduce yourself using the webinar chat. Would love to read it after the meeting, and that'll be very helpful for us to know you.
I think
Would love.
Akansha and other team members have joined. We just need to allow them to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone. This is Akansha Patel, and I'm working as a software engineer at Turnover.
Hi everyone, this is Naveen, and I'm working as a software engineer at Turno AI.
Great. In this session, basically the agenda is to see Turno in action live from the get-go. So we have certain case studies that we will be showing you one by one, and what uh, companies and teams across uh, finance have been able to do. So these are some of the case studies that we are and use cases that we'll be showing you. But there's much more that will Turno can do apart from these particular case studies and use cases that we will also look into at a later point uh, in this 1 hour session. So basically, Turno is your AI data scientist. It learns and understands your data sources automatically. You can connect any and all types of databases to Turno. It will understand your schema, right? Uh, and help you analyze really large data sets instantly, right? It's hallucination free, it's completely accurate, and we'll also show you how it is able to do all of that and later in this session. So, moving on, we have this first case study that has been that will be presented by Sandeep Akore. So, Akore, if you want to take this ahead.
Yeah, sure. Can you give me the permission?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Okay. So in the first case study, we'll look into the portfolio concentration risk in lending data. So this risk refers to the risk that a large portion of the loan that the banks can give that is concentrated in one particular sector. So for a bank, when they are giving some loans, like it can be a home loan or the credit card loan, they want that it should be diversified across multiple sectors, like across geography, industry, or product. So we will see whether the concentration risk for this data. Okay. So I'll just head over to the chat. Hmm. So here I will attach a data to the Turno. Okay, I have attached the CSV data to Turno. Like it contains the credit card data and all those data. So what I'm asking it to do is that I ask it to only keep these particular columns, only loan amount, address, the state the person is from, the loan status, and few other things. I ask it to generate a new column and remove the missing data from that the attached data. Okay, so the turner will run through multiple steps. It will write some code, as we can see. Okay, so it has gone through multiple steps to clean up the data, and in the end, it gives us this cleaned up CSV. We can just download it. Okay, just download it. Okay, that data is huge. I will skip it for now. So in the next step, we'll do the geographic concentration analysis. Here, because we have the state data in our data set, we'll ask it to group it by the state, and it will again go through that same process. As you can see, it is using pandas library to like categorize by the state, and in the end, we got this data. It is a geographic concentration. So we can see that these are the states and the other columns are also there. Okay. Next is we will ask it to visualize this result, and it is able to give us this interactive chart where we can see like which state have the uh, maximum or like compare the loan amount between them. Okay. Next step will be we will try to calculate this index, the Herfindahl-Hirschman index. It shows us like the what is the concentration risk for the market. So we ask it to do this, and it will also generate the CSV for that. Okay. So as we can see, it made some mistake here. It did not give the HHI index here. So I simply ask it to correct it and visualize the HHI. So it is able to correct itself and give us the proper chart. Next, these are the important steps. Like one was the geography, this thing, geographical analysis. Next is the industrial analysis, like industry-based analysis. It is here. Okay. Now I will skip this step. Like one was we are doing geographical concentration analysis. Second is industry, and the third one is product. So it does all this like product by product. We mean that the car, house, debt consolidation, credit card, etc. Now we will ask it to flag the things like if there is a single state for which we have large allocation of lendings that banks have given. So we ask it to flag it so that we know and the banks can take the decision what to do next based on that. It can also create this kind of colored graphs which will help us to visualize it. We'll go ahead. And in the end, I will ask it to generate a detailed report. So Turno is able to give us very detailed report. It can also generate as a PDF document, and it will also suggest us the next step that we can follow. Refine industry mapping, subgrade and rate analysis, and etc. So Turno is able to give us the suggestion that based on our analysis, what the banks should do. Ask it to execute the next step. Okay. I will also share this in the chat so that others can also view this thing.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Okay, just a second. And I will stop sharing now.
So somebody was asking about whether the presentation will be shared or not. Yes, the presentation will be shared with everyone who is attending. Please feel free to please fill that feedback form that Gajendra will be sharing. And yeah, Gajendra, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Put the link, put these links in the presentation as well, the link to each case study. All right, thank you.
Yeah, they are in the presentation. And if anybody has any question, feel free to ask or raise the hand. Okay. Sachin, you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Code, for showing that. So the next case study which we will be discussing is basically about simulating macro stress scenarios with AI for capital planning. So I'll just share my screen and show how Turno was helpful in doing that analysis, or you can say the whole work. Okay, let me just share my screen. Give me- Yeah, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is our case study. I'll go up. So what we did here is that we uploaded some data related to the macroeconomics. So macroeconomics basically help us to make a very rational decision about the economy, like what is happening and what things can impact the bigger things in the country. For example, the unemployment or like maybe like the whole GDP crash and everything. So there are risks associated with everything. So to do that data analysis, what we can do is like we can use this tool now, Turno AI, and do that a lot quicker. So we basically attach the file and ask Turno to load the data set. And here you can see that Turno loaded the whole data set and is automatically trying to identify what it should do. Okay, how things are going to be. Okay, just give me a moment. All right. So now, as Turno was able to load the data set, it realized that the data set is quite large. So it basically read only the column names and asked the user like which column you do you think are useful, because there are around 151 columns. So the user told that these are the columns which we want to analyze right now. Okay, and Turner was able to limit that thing and limited the rows as well to a lakh, so that the initial analysis is good enough and the data do not flow out of the box, like basically it does not mess up with the whole processing as of now. Then we asked it to load Fred data for GDP, unemployment, house prices, and interest rate from this website. All right. And it was able to use the Pandas data reader library to fetch all of the data. And then again, the user asked it to merge this economic data with loan data by matching the loan issue date to the corresponding month, quarter of the economic data, right? So it was needed to do the analysis, and as you can see that Turno was able to load both the data and merge it. Okay, here you can see that it merged the data and saved it to a separate CSV, what data was processed and how things are related to the Fred data. Okay. Now the user is asked to train a machine learning model to predict defaults using these features, loan characteristics, and economic indicators. So loan characteristics, we are considering like interest rate, grade, TDI, annual income, home ownership, etc. And then for economic indicators, we are considering GDP growth, unemployment, HPI growth, and these things, right? Now, as you can see that it was able to load the merge data, and then because we have limited memory, right? So we need to do the analysis and we need to do things in such a manner that we are able to do it in the limited memory which is provided. If we want the whole analysis, we can obviously increase the memory and continue our work. Like if we want the whole data to be analyzed. And then the user asks that create 6 economic scenarios with a specific parameter value. So the user gave the scenarios and Turno was able to do that. Okay, Turno was able to write the whole code and was able to figure out what exactly should be the value. Okay, it computed the things and saved it to the CSV. Right. Now, for each scenario, replace the economic indicators in the data set with the scenario values. All right. So basically, this is the whole data science work the user is asking Turno to continue, and it is able to do the whole thing by itself and giving the user what exactly it is doing. So here you can see that Turno was able to compute the actual portfolio default rate at 11.88%. All right. And you can see the whole analysis is done that for this scenario, these are the things: predicted default rate, expected defaults, and delta versus actual baseline. All right. Now, like using these things, the user is continuing their work. It is asking to do and compute a lot of other things like expected loss, loss rate, things like that. And then testing different things like default rate versus GDP growth. So now as the user here asked that like they want the charts to be there showing the default rate versus GDP growth and different things. So it was able to generate charts, all right, and saved it into the HTML. All of these charts are quite interactive. Like these, we are using the HTML files for that. So we can hover and also interact with that. All right. Now all of these data is also saved into CSV for further analysis. And a few other things which user is asking and asking it to make the dashboard. So here it was able to create the dashboard. And then at the end, it just asked the user to summarize the whole chat with the detailed report and suggest the next step. So for the prediction and further things, because like the user has a limited idea what it can do with the turno. So the user itself asked
Um,
the turno.
uh,
Sorry. Yeah.
Sachin, people are saying that they are not able to see your screen. Though I can see it, I don't know why, but uh,
All
like
right.
Subhas, Shravya, Olga are not able to see the screen.
Uh, okay, I
And
can
Martin is also not
reshare.
able.
If you are able to see the screen, then I think everyone should. But I'll just
Okay.
reshare.
Yeah, yeah, please reshare. I think the focus changed or something.
I think somebody texted code screen.
No, that's okay. Now they're able to see. Yeah.
All right.
I I think the focus changed or something happened.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay, my bad. So
right.
basically, what we were, I'll just recap things. So basically, the user is asking after loading the data set, the user is asking to do a different type of machine learning work using the Turno, and it was able to generate the code for the same and do the same things. So here you can see that it was able to do the analysis, and then the user is asked like to do different things and like what would be the expected loss and everything. So using this use case, you can see that we were able to do the analysis, we were able to generate the charts to showcase and compare the things. And later, we are able to use it for the predictions as well, which are necessary. And towards the end, what I was explaining right now was that there are some things which the user doesn't know Turno can do, right? So you can also ask Turno to suggest the next step, what it can do. So Turno basically generated the detailed report and saved it to your drive. and suggested the next step. What we can do, we can refine the model, we can like expand our scenarios, because we were till now we were limiting our scenarios to like 5 6, and then we can basically deploy the dashboard, so that if we just want to keep updating the data in the dashboards for that, and governance and monitoring, risk appetite and capital planning, so we can use Turno for a lot of use cases further. All right. So yeah, that was it about this. And towards the end, Turno itself suggests some of the prompts to try again, and you can just pick anything and continue your analysis. So yeah, that was it about this case study. I hope things were clear. If you have any questions, please feel free to paste in the chat.
There are a couple of questions I want to answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah.
Should I share the screen?
No, no, it's okay. Right now, that's not needed. So, one question was who is Turno intended for? The answer is Turno is used by data engineers, data analysts, software engineers. Mostly, Turno is used by the people who own the product or a service. Specifically, they are owned. The Turno is used by people who are managers, technical managers, and so on. So it is for everyone who is looking to analyze the data. Now, there was one question I want to answer that question. How does it compare to the other LLMs? So it is essentially the true power of Turno is visible when you are utilizing it on your own database. That is the one of the most unique thing about Turno is it is on your own database, and you can basically ask it to clean up the database without touching your data, without touching your database. So it essentially understands it, cleans it, and prepares a mental map. So that's one of the biggest features of Turno, whereby you don't have to upload your data to any of the LLM. Data remains within your premises, and and basically it does the processing locally. It only sends to the LLMs underneath the, like for example, if we are using OpenAI LLM, then it'll basically send only the metadata about your data, not your actual data, because your actual data could be in gigabytes, terabytes. So it'll do all the processing on your own cloud or your own desktop instead of sending that data to any LLM. I hope that answers your question, right? Question from Kiran is that what are some good financial LLM models to train on financial data? So basically, see the most of the LLMs are quite capable to understand the financial data. And underneath, we are right now using OpenAI, and it is able to do a pretty good job. So you don't need a special LLM. What you need is a tool like Turno, which can handle and do the work on its own, and also recommend what can be done on your data, and that too locally. So yeah. I think you can basically just use Turno out of the box for any of your financial works. All right. A question is it a demo for Turno? Basically, we are walking you through the case studies and use cases of Turno in on your own data. Okay. All right. A question from Krishna is it locally installed? It is very much possible to, you can use Turno on your own desktop. We would be releasing the Turno desktop very soon. And you can install it on your own cloud if you have, let's say, AWS, Amazon, or any other servers. So we provide you with those image, which you can deploy it on your own cloud. And third way is just use it out of the box on our cloud. And the other part is that parts of the Turno can also be used inside your software. Like, for example, you have your own agent, your own AI models, you want to use it, you can basically include it. And yeah, another thing is the LLM is not local. They're like, if you're thinking that we will be installing a local LLM will not be local. LLM will still be will be using whatever you configure it to. All right, or you want to use our own, the LLM proxy. The Karthik's question is, can it process unstructured data? Of course, it can process unstructured data. You can combine various unstructured files, data with your databases. If you have 10 databases, you'll talk to all the 10 databases, figure out what is needed here to combine with your files and so on. So it can do the processing across the databases, across the files, and it can utilize unstructured, structured data together to give you the results. All right. Question is dataset be shared after webinar or the recording of the meeting? I need to practice after the webinar. Sure, sure. Somebody Sachin, can you like no, no like everyone, please put the links to the database, the data sets, as well as link to your shared chat in the presentation so that they can all access. And yeah. All right. I hope that, yeah. Question from Krishna is, does it do the sentiment analysis? Yes, you can do all sorts of analysis. You can do the visual analytics, you can do the predictive analytics, you can do the sentiment analysis, you can do almost anything that the anything that you want to do. Like, for example, I wanted to understand in Turno that how the languages of the world, how does the language of the world relate to each other. So I asked it to download the Wikipedia in every possible language, do the analysis, and prepare the chart of the languages. Right. So a question from Karthik is, does it do the credit scoring? Of course, it can do the credit scoring. And yeah, you can just experiment it. I would strongly recommend everybody that just sign up at sign up at Turno.ai. When you sign up at Turno.ai, it'll create your organization and you can just attach your data and get started. You don't have to wait for anything. Okay. And many times what people do is they basically ask Turno to download the data and get it moving. So it can do all of that. Okay. So yes, it's just a matter of getting started. Just sign up and get started. And if you right, if you would prefer it on the desktop, later on you can move the stuff to your desktop. We'll be releasing the Turno desktop very soon for everybody. All right. I hope that answers everyone's question. All right, please go ahead with the presentation, Gajan.
Yes, hi. Akansha, you can take the next demo the next use case
Yeah.
study. Yeah.
Just a second, I'll be sharing my screen. So I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'll be presenting you the case study for uh, basically is focusing on the financial advisors who need to work on massive data sets and clean them up and find valuable insights from it. So it is client clustering and insights at scale. So in this case study, we'll be seeing like how we can
Okay.
the work of the
Can you
finance.
make it full screen? Can you make it slideshow at the top? Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So in this, basically advisors will work with a massive amount of data, which they use to find insights and deliver some strategies for making the like management increase their efficiency and their revenues, etc. So I'll be taking everyone through the vlog. So basically, we'll be querying. This blog is about like advisor is querying Turno AI, who has like provided a data set of let's say 1,000 wealth management clients, and will be doing insights from it on basis of variables like demographics, financial metrics, portfolio data, and product holdings. So I'll be proceeding with the benchmarking, which like gives the context of the performance of the firm. So the approach is like this: the advisor or the user will upload the data set on the Turno AI and will start simply sending the query in natural language. So for benchmarking, if I want to start with like segmenting the data on the basis of some criteria like country, age, and risk. So I will simply give a prompt to Turnoai that use my data set and compute the global mean and median for of the portfolio return. So it will simply give like with following all the steps for going through the data set and finding the exact answers which you want. He'll deliver you the mean and median for the portfolio return, and will also be giving you insights with respect to the segments you have chosen like country, age, and risk profile. So, in this way, for the benchmarking part, we can see uh, by simply just asking Tanoya to like give me the insights from these three segments from the dataset, and also generate the files for the dataset so that I can interpret from seeing it. So it will give you the relative performance insights for that. Next, we can explore the correlations between the risk and return. Basically, this is to like done uh, to find the correlations between the pairs like risk profile, portfolio return, diversification, net assets, depth, and credit score. So, and also we can it will give you a heat map for the mapping of the numbers. So simply asking Turnover to uh, like compute the correlations between these and also provide me a map for it. It will reply you with the insights. It will automatically like make pairs for the correlations you have asked for. Like you can see the risk profile versus portfolio return and diversification versus portfolio return like this, and will also provide you these properties for the outcomes from the analysis it has done. So it helps in understanding what we can make intuitions from the data set with numbers, uh, which are like which will be helpful. Instead of just going with the theories, we will be having a quantified proof for our strategies. So here's the heat map for the correlations mapping. Next, for to like actually visualizing how is the performance going on, and to tell our team members or the client like what it is actually, we can use the feature of Turnware, which like helps you in which like generates plots for you to show in the form of charts properly. So here with the three cases, if we ask Turno AI to like give the plot for portfolio return versus age by country, and so it will be like this. It will make a proper scattered uh, plot for showing the country wise portfolio return on the basis by the age also. Next is the box plot of portfolio return by country. This is also like this takes the reference of the medium and shows the outlier ranges. Next, uh, next we have asked it to generate a Higgs-spin density, which basically shows the density of portfolio return on the basis of risk levels. So it is like this, and this red line shows the mean return of the selected client management firm. So like basically this visualization thing is like turning charts into uh, tools for the advisor, so it helps him to communicate the actual insights and also uh, uh, get better strategies for improving the performance. Next, after like visualizations and benchmarking part, we basically also study about the firm on the basis of some archetypes. So in this clustering client archetypes, we will be asking Turno to have four clusters, divide yourself, and also standardize them on using these variables: net assets, portfolio return, and debt. So this was the simple prompt which was given to Turno AI, and it will generate this clusters graph for making four clusters and segregating the client managements accordingly. And later it is showing the properties specific to the segments in which they are kept. We can see like description, segmenting, it has moderate balance and low return, kind of that. And it will also like you can also ask to represent the top client IDs, the customers in that cluster, so it is showing those customer IDs here with the top features like portfolio return and etc. Next is we can compare the high depth and high return among the clients, and for this, a simple query to identify clients whose debt is above 90 percentile and whose portfolio return is above the global mean. So it will simply return the CSV file as well with the dataset for further study, and also a summary of the count for the clients. So this basically gives you the clients which are above a bar, and will also help us to like improve form more better strategies for the underperforming firms, taking the upper higher more performing firm as a reference. So step 6 is analyzing risk adjusted efficiency, basically how we can see the efficiency from the data set. So for that, it basically we first need to find the return to risk ratio, sorry. So it will simply tell Turno AI that what is return to risk ratio. It is calculated like this: portfolio return divided by risk profile for all the clients, and also setting a bar that it should be greater than 0. And after, you can ask like if you want the list of top 5% from the data set, like segregating with respect to the return to risk ratio. So it will return all that file generated for you, and the count for the qualified clients and the top client ratios, the range of it. Like it is 17.23 to 17.76. So these were for the interpretations which advisors would like to have. So this was for the efficiency part. Later, after generating all the CSV files for like benchmarking part, clustering clients on the basis of their pattern, and the above one, which we did for return to risk ratio, we can ask Turnware to go through all that generated CSVs and give a one-page report, which can be shown to your teammates as well. So it we can just simply ask it by giving the prompt, and ask for recommendations as well. So it will give you properly with the points you have mentioned in the prompt. uh, this is for the archetype explanations. Like we did the clustering part. On the basis of that, we need moderate balance and low return clients that way. So I'll also walk you through the chart of this. So this is a chart which we have done with AI, asking it to like see the data set and give me a data profile using like in this way. Have the 10 sample rows and top 5 statistical informations from it. So following the processes as it is as we can see here, it will give you the insights for the top 10 rows, and will also give you the generated data profile CSV. Here we can download it and get more interpretations from it. Later we are asking for the benchmarking part. So firstly for the mean and median, and then analyzing it with the country, age, and risk profile segments, which was in the blog I showed. So here are the three different CSVs the uh, for this global portfolio return based on the segments.
Quick question. Quick question. Did you use these like the recommendations given by Turno, or you directly typed all of this?
Like it provides the recommendations as well. So I have used in some of the like queries, and some are from which I thought of.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so this now this is for the correlations part for the pairwise thing on the based on the standardized variables, and it is generating the heat map as well, which I showed in the blog. So it is interactive. We can see the numbers and can work on with that. Next, I in the same there's a follow-up question to generate a scattered plot for these correlations to see the non-linear relationships among the sperm and rank. So these are the generated plots pairwise. So this is a diversification versus depth. So these all are interactive. We can have the values at any point, as we can see here. So these are all the plots for risk versus diversification, portfolio return, and net assets in the pairwise form.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with these, it has yeah. Now we have asked it to return the uh, portfolio return versus the age part. So it has given this. I have showed the scattered plot in the blog itself. So the links will be shared with you, everyone. So you can see the chart in the blog as well. So these are the plots. Here I have asked to generate plots. So now, yeah, these are the clusters, 4 clusters I've asked to form it. It has given that. And the return to risk ratio part, so I've given it like this as I showed. Mhm. So now after like the part using all the outputs it has generated to asking it to give a report. This is the part. So it is showing the findings, the recommendations, and the final points. And also based on the clusters we formed, it is giving the insights. Yeah. So these are the final records for the reports it has generated for the questions we have asked to it. So this was for the case study part. Thank you.
Thank you, Akansha. Naveen, can you take it forward from here?
Yeah. So I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So hi everyone. I will be sharing like how we can predict credit card payment default using Turno AI. So we have made a blog on it. So I will be walking you through the blog, and basically we have done a chat with Turno AI, and then pasted the prompt we have used and also the result that Turno AI gave us. So like the main problem statement is like we have to identify the risk customer profile of credit card, and uh, like for that we have took the data set from Kaggle, and so like in every ML pipeline we have like 5 steps. So firstly we should have a data set, and then if we have the data set, then we have to clean it, pre-process it, then we will do the EDA part, and then we predict the model, and then we evaluate the things. So like for these parts, like data cleaning, pre-processing, and EDA, uh, like in the traditional way, if we want to do these things, then we have to use the Jupyter notebook, and we have to do the things, we have to write the code, uh, like we can took help of ChatGPT, and we have to basically execute things on our own. But what happened with Turno is we have to give only the simple prompts, and it will generate the code. It will also execute those codes and those code, and we can like we have to just verify the things, and we can like we have to just see the things how it is going on, and we have to just instruct the Turno. So like
There's a question
to
from
identify. Yeah.
Naveen. Yeah, there's a question, very good question from Rahul. Can you show us how the actual data set looks like?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is
And somebody
the
has
data
raised
set.
a hand.
Yeah. So this is the data set that we have used, and yeah. So basically for the first step, that is data cleaning and pre-processing, I've like written out all the prompts for it, and it did a great job. Like it pre-processed things and cleaned up things, and like done the EDA part and give me a great visualization of the data. And yeah, we can see here like the default rate by gender, age distribution by default flag, like age versus default chart, and all of the chart that we like basically generate to visualize the data and to understand the data better. So it did all the things in a very good manner that we have to write the code and execute it, but it is doing the things on its own. So that's a very good thing. And also it generated a correlation matrix. We can visualize it from here. And yeah, finally it like train 2 model. First one is logistic regression and second one is random forest. So we can clearly see here that random forest outperform logistic regression. So yeah, it gives confusion matrix also. And finally ROC curve. And also it gives the like what is the top features which is important to predict that. So it's quite impressive. And I will like what is the prediction that it has done, like which kind of people that can default. So it shows that younger applicants can default, fewer year of like people who have fewer year of employment, they can default, and also the people who have lower total income. So this all analysis and prediction has been done by Turno, and yeah, these are the recommendation which is given by Turno. So I have also attached the actual chat. You can see, yeah, and also you can see the blog from here, like Turno official website, and I'm also like paste it in the chat. So yeah, that's it. If you have any question, then you can ask in the Q&A. Next, I will hand it over to Gajendra.
Thank, thank you, Naveen. So I will just share my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Uh, Not right now.
Okay,
Yes, I'm able to see the screen.
Yeah.
you're able to see the screen, right? Okay, perfect. So basically, I'm going to take you through Bitcoin blockchain analytics. Yeah, Sandeep, you were saying something?
Yeah, there's a question from Rahul. I think it's a very important question. Question is, how much time does this AI model take to provide responses, specifically when the data set is too large? Does it perform some internal data transformation or some other format or analysis? So yeah, very good question. Very good question. As opposed to the common belief that we are sending this data to the LLM, we don't do that. We basically just tell the LLM a little bit about the data, and data remains with us. Data is not sent to the LLM, because of which the data size doesn't matter to the LLM, because just like human doesn't really go through every record when they are doing analysis. Similar to that, LLM only understands the problem statement, understands what kind of what are your features of the data, and then it gives the response. In the response, it gives the code, sometimes it gives the commands, sometimes it gives the analysis, and we basically run that all of that locally. So how much data it can handle is a function of what kind of virtual machine or what kind of setup are we using. Okay, so yeah, that's the whole idea. And that was your first question. So does it perform some internal transformation to some other formats for analysis, or it takes as usual time? So it will basically take, it won't take too much of time. It'll basically be, let's say for this analysis, say Bitcoin blockchain analysis, how much time did it take for you, like each
Uh,
response? Maybe.
we can see that here. It uh, shows up how much time Turner took for each channel. It's just loading this
Uh,
channel.
yeah. So yeah, a question. Yeah, let me answer a couple of questions. So one is this time. There are two parts to this time. One, how much LLM takes, and how much it takes to run it locally. Okay. Like for example, if let's say you are training a model or you are doing the forecasting, then execution of the model, the training of the model might take time. Okay. But the response from the LLMs are going to be consistent. Okay. I hope that answers your question. There is one more question point from Karthik. Does Turno AI hallucinate? Does Turno AI hallucinate? It it basically doesn't hallucinate at all, to be honest, because what it does is it uses multiple agents concurrently to verify the results, to check whether they are doing well, and also it doesn't ask the LLM for the results. Okay, instead it asks the LLM to generate the code, and it gives the result from the code. So we have reduced the hallucination to negligible. Okay. And also all the problems that we have where the prompt become bigger and all of that, those things are internally taken care, and therefore the hallucination has been reduced to almost zero. Okay. Question is, what is the cost per million token? So yeah, that's basically the cost per million token is essentially whatever is LLM you are using in proportion to that. We can just share that detail on from our website. What is the context window? Context window is same as what is OpenAI. So it's not like we don't have the foundation model. We can use Claude, we can use OpenAI, we can use any of them. A question from Rahul is, but in contrast, when we run ML models on our own, sometimes we run out of space, some GPU constraint. That's a good point, Rahul, that when it's going to train, sometimes the memory runs out and so on. But what it does is it realizes that the memory has run out, it has run out of space or of the memory or CPU. What it does is it breaks down the problem into parts. Okay, it will instead of doing everything in the memory, it'll do in the disk and so on. So it does that self-correction, and in most of the cases, it can solve that. A question from Abrar is, what's the difference between RAG and the LLM? LLM is large language model. Large language model is nothing but something that can predict the answer for a question. While RAG is essentially utilizing the large language model to get your work done by attaching more information about your problem. Okay. So RAG is an approach, while the LLM is a AI model, machine learning model, I would say. There are a couple of more questions. I think I should take it now. A question from Pravesh is, can we view the prompt used for each question or chat? Yes, of course. In the whole conversation, you can just go through each step. It will show you what's going on. All right. Yeah, there one more question. I think there are some more questions from Karthik and Rahul. I think they'll be useful for everyone else. For the demo, you are using fixed data set, but in real time, it has to connect to database. Does this tool provide? Yeah, of course. It can connect to any of the MCPs, any of the APIs, directly databases, and so on. Good questions. Yeah. Question from Rahul is, how do you ensure the responses are grounded to the data provided and it doesn't hallucinate? So we have like a multi-thread approach, multi-agent approach, whereby there's a verifier, there is a core one, there are multiple things that run in background, and it checks whether things are going well or not, and so on. Also, we basically have made sure that the context is controlled. So and we use the models which hallucinate the least, and so on. All right. A question from Krishna is, would you consider Turno is just a rag on top of LLM? Not really. It's like a full chain of thought, multi-agent system. It's not only a rag. It's like a multi-agent system which is utilizing LLM, utilizing a rag, utilizing the execution path. It executes the code, observes what's the outcome, and so on and so forth. It's not like the plain rag. There are a lot of things that are going underneath. Okay. Yeah. Because in case of the standard drag, you will take the data, attach it to prompt, send it to server. That's not what we are doing. It's more like a data scientist. Okay. Thank you, Krishna. I hope I answered your question. Please go ahead with the rest of the demo.
Right. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, everyone, for these questions. So, in th this is one of the use cases of Turno, where we have connected the Bitcoin blockchain to Turno. As some of you might be aware, the Bitcoin blockchain is around 600 to 800 GB, right? So it's big data, and to set up analytics on Bitcoin blockchain, either it's going to be expensive or it will require you to have decent technical knowledge, right? And what Turno does is it reduces this analytics cost to few cents, right? So you can have very complex analytics done on this entire blockchain for just few cents. And this will help you take a better decision in case you'll understand the network growth, the amount of transactions taking place, and what exactly is happening there, right? So what we have done is there is this BigQuery data set for Bitcoin that we have connected to Turno. Okay, and I'll just take you through this particular chat. So I just wanted to verify if it is able to fetch the records correctly. So for this, I asked it the latest transaction from this data source, which it gave me, which is of 2025 July 2020. Uh, so 22 July 2025, right? So last year. This is the data set, the BigQuery data set has the latest transactions recorded to till this date. And I wanted to understand if it is able to fetch the first transaction just to see how accurate it is. So you can see it, the first transaction where 50 Bitcoin were sent on 2009. The details are available here. And right, so I then further ask it, can you provide a monthly trend of total transaction volume? So as you can see from the beginning, it is able to give me a complete, a very good chart on this. And then I wanted to analyze this with the BTC price, right? So it's able to do this. And then I wanted to forecast the next 4 quarters transaction, right? Volume and price using this time series model. So it gave me, because it had limited data up until last year, so and it didn't have real data, it provide it the prediction was a bit off, but this is where we can ask it to calculate for the error and then validate it, right? Validate the model again and then provide the next better forecast. So it was able to do that, right? As you can see it with the actual one, the forecast one, the new forecast, right? And so this is in case of a downward scenario. So you can give it multiple scenarios. You can just ask Turno, okay, in case of this and this, what is going to be the impact, right? So it does that. You can see this was prior to a downward scenario, but in case of a downward scenario, the price can come down to 50,000. And then is how likely is Bitcoin to drop to 20,000 under this downward scenario? And it says that there is like single digit probabilities right? So in terms of prediction, it helps you. Over here in the next step, I asked it to analyze by correlating it with different indices, right? Equity, treasury yields, etc. And you can see that it has given me a nice correlation matrix for the same. And yeah, so over here it had forgotten to add Bitcoin to the correlation matrix. So I asked it to redo this, and then it did this. And then I asked it to apply hierarchical clustering on the correlation matrix to identify natural asset groups, right? Basically, what are working together. So this dendrogram is still yet to load, but I'll walk you through the next bit of analysis. So basically, what I'm trying to show here is you can ask it to do anything, okay, and it will do it for you. For example, here, monthly BTC volume to and from centralized exchanges. What I did here is I gave it the details of centralized exchanges, the BTC wallet addresses, and then I asked it, okay, so here are the Bitcoin wallet addresses for the centralized exchanges. Now tell me what is the total volume, monthly volume to and from. Okay. And then I wanted to check individually for the same. And in this charts over here, which are loading, this is what it did over here, right? And then I started giving it more scenarios about sorry, I wanted to introspect more about what major market events coincided with abrupt shift so in exchanges to share. So basically the money that is coming out of the exchange to and from, how is it coinciding with big major market events like a drop in the price by 20% and so on. So it was able to find the correlation. It is able to tell me that okay, so this is Binance, and there was a two surge from 54.9 BP to from 16.8 to 71.8%, right? While Bitfinex share fell. So this coincides with Bitcoin's all-time high run. So it gives you a complete detailed understanding of what went uh, during this period, and so that you understand exactly what is happening within the network, right? So right, I wanted to correlate the BTC price volatility with the volumes in exchanges. So this is again what it was able to do, right? So quite easily, and yeah, it's quite instantaneous. All these results are quite instantaneous, okay? And you can actually understand what is happening within your network through Turno. And to connect Bitcoin, BigQuery data set, we have a blog on Turno, which teaches you with a video guide, step-by-step guide on how you can connect any BigQuery public data set to Turno quickly and be able to do this on real data, right? Right, do analytics on real data. So this is for Bitcoin. Then there's another use case similar to this, which is on NFT market intelligence. If you guys remember NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. Fungible means any one unit of itself is equal to another unit, right? So all dollars are fungible and all artwork are non-fungible, which basically means that one unit is not equal to another. So both are different, right? And NFT was one of the methods through which people wanted to own digital art, right? Have ownership of digital art. So in this use case, what we did is we identified the patterns in pricing, sales, and ownership, and we tried to understand the sales volume, community size, what is exactly driving real growth. Okay, and what we found was that okay, volume of the NFT sales, and again, this community size were the drivers, and then we wanted to create a predictive models to understand if uh, what factors will distinguish top tier NFTs and what would be the next steps. So over here we have a blog that tells you in detail how to go about doing it. So we first downloaded the NFT data, CSV. We connect, right? Yeah, we started cleaning the data, and we started understanding how the uh, data looks like, right? And then we started finding the key relationships between the different labels, right? And started complex analytics to understand the picture better. So here is again the correlation matrix of volume, market cap, sales, uh, floor price, average price, owners, assets, and here is the 3D scatter plot of for the same, right? And yeah, so we built a model and we wanted to test, okay, if model is able to predict with a good accuracy, and over here we had a 81.5% accuracy, right? So basically, as long as you have a data, unstructured structure doesn't matter. Turno will take care of it. Whatever you want to do, any analysis, it can do on it.
Yeah. How big was this data, Gajendra?
The Bitcoin data,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, 800 GB, 800 GB. Yeah,
800.
I think 800 GB. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see that it was able to handle 800 GB of data, which is way bigger than what can fit into any of your machines. Yeah. So there was one question from Karthik, right? Let me just walk through the questions from Karthik. Um, okay. Wait, I'll have to go. Yeah, as this tool runs on local machine, how about memory and compute power of large complex financial data analysis? So in 90% of the cases, your memory and the CPU suffices, right? This analysis was done on probably what was the hardware specs, Akode, for this? I think some 200 MB, right?
200 MB for what?
No, I'm asking like what was the sandbox specs for the analysis that Gajendra has done just now?
Mhm. It does have the memory of 16 GB memory, and it can use around 50 GB of space, but yeah, it is limited to per person.
No, the sandbox can use 15 GB RAM.
Yeah, it can use.
Individual,
Yeah, I think it is around 2 GB per person per
2
sandbox.
GB per person.
Mm.
Yeah. So you can see that in 2 GB of the data, 2 GB of the RAM, he was able to perform the analysis of 800 GB of data. So that essentially shows that it is able to do the optimization of what is needed, what is not needed. And yeah, so for most of the compute, you would not require GPU and you won't require advanced compute system. You can essentially do the things. In case Turno is, let's say, training a model and it's taking too much memory and it crashes, then it does the self-correction. It comes up with a strategy of breaking down the bigger model into smaller. And that's one of the very smart things that it does. Um, I hope that answers your question. Uh, of course, you can move if you are using local on local machine. If so this is done on our cluster, on our cloud. This analysis that you just saw of 800 GB, that was done on our cluster. And and in and yeah, if you have a better machine, you feel free to use it, but you won't find too much of a difference. It's only in 1% of the use cases, or maybe 0.01% of the use cases you might require GPUs, but rest you can just utilize it as is on your existing systems and so on. You don't require the hardware upgrade. What kind of fintech problems does Turno AI handles best today, and what should human analysts still step in? That's a very good question, Abhiram. So one of the very important things to understand is that instead of people writing code, people writing all the, typing everything out, now people have to sit in the driver's seat. It's like Earlier, human was pulling the cart. Now the human has to sit in the cart and the horse pulls it, right? Similarly, in case of Turno, now you no longer have to, like when you have to do the data analysis, you don't require, exact mechanics of how to read the file, how to do this, how to do that. Turno will do it. You will express the things from the direction perspective. You will tell that I'm looking for doing this sort of analysis on this data. And when it is basically not able to figure it out, you give it nudges that can you also look at the humidity? Can you look at this data? Can you look at the climate data? And so on and so forth. And you can basically give it those hints. And this art of understanding what an AI can't do today is the most important learning that everybody should have now. You should know like the limitation. When you start using Turno, you will see that, okay, a lot of it can do. There are few things that it can't do, like such as like giving the direction of what exactly problem we are trying to solve. And there also, you can be clever and utilize Turno. For example, let's say you have data. Now you don't know what kind of analysis I need to do. You can tell it a little bit that my data is related to, let's say, stock market. And what kind of complex analytics is possible on this data? Okay. And so if you be a little clever, you can essentially utilize Turno itself to give you ideas on what can be done. Okay. So essentially, it's more about us learning to use Turno, like learning to us understanding what is possible, what is not possible. And that is the most important thing that you need to, learn today. And that's why I would strongly recommend that everybody should just sign up at Turno AI and start using it right away. A question from Krishna is, in your own analysis, oh, right, what can't Turno handle? I hope I answered that question. Right. Uh, a question from Abhay is, okay, Abhay has already answered. Right. Next is, thank you, Abhay. Yeah. All right. So there was a question from Abrar. Could you please, I did get NFT. Oh, you mean to say that you did not get NFT? What is NFT, right? NFT is non-fungible token. Usually those tokens are generated for the artwork and other things that can't be compared. It should be unique and it should be non-comparable, right? All right. I hope it makes sense. Is there any question that I missed? A question from Krishna is, how much can Turno suggest automatically in terms of analysis versus being prompted? You can experiment with that. Okay, I would strongly recommend that you should experiment with that. All right. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Vagdevi, do you want to take the next use case?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so like till now we have seen various use cases within the fintech, such as predictions and analysis, everything. So now let us discuss some of the use cases which are not just relevant to fintech companies but also for varied type of businesses, but still plays a major role in revenue. So basically, this use case is about lead scoring and conversion prediction, where one of the clients was facing this issue where they were getting a lot of leads, so many leads that around like 12,000 leads every month, and they want to manage and basically be able to follow up the high potential leads. I mean, like the high intent ones, because like in any leads that we are getting, the leads can be of high intent or low intent and all. So when we are only focusing on some like random leads, and we are missing out on some high intent leads which are actually ready to make a deal with us, then there is some revenue we are losing, because the larger the time we take to talk to the high intent customers, they might just go away. So this is one of the major problems that almost every SaaS company is facing, and that is exactly where Turno has stepped in to solve this problem. But before, let me show you one funnel. So here we can see, for example, the leads are around 12,000. Initially, they're entering our website. And later, we realize that there are around 3,000 of them are marketing qualified leads, which are like ready to see what exactly the product does. And then we further have in the funnel the sales qualified leads. So they are like ready to actually come and make conversations about the sales and close the deals. But just because we are not able to identify such like potential customers in a huge 12,000 documents, 12,000 leads, we are missing out on the potential clients, and the closed deals just turned out to be 131, which is just 1% of the incoming leads. So this is a huge gap in the revenue, and that is exactly where Turno has helped them. So based on all the input data, where the data is like even from CRM data, the page visits, the content engagement, demo behavior, historical close rates. So we have considered a lot of incoming variables. And it is not just about understanding the potential clients, but also understanding the key intents. I mean, which signals are leading more conversions or more closed deals with respect to the leads. So that is exactly where Turno was able to help with the given data for that client. And this is a problem which is faced by almost every SaaS company, and this is a very good example of how we can be able to mitigate this problem with the help of Turno. And coming to the second use case, where we can see campaign performance attribution and funnel drop off, where like another client, they want to understand from where their more conversions are happening. For example, they are able to spend a lot of money in search ads, remarketing, email reminders, and social media and affiliates. So their money is all over everywhere, but they don't know where exactly more conversions are coming up, so that they can focus more on that platform only, and improve their business. And this is where Turno has helped them again. So given all this data, Turno is able to analyze where the attribution has been taken the most impactful, and what exactly needs to be done in the process of getting more conversions. And also apart from that, they're also interested to understand when the customers are coming to the landing page, they're browsing the products and adding the product to the cart and checking out as well. And finally at the payment page, there are a lot of drop-offs. They wanted to understand, like, they're able to see the landing page incoming people, but they don't understand why the conversions are not happening till the last. So we are able to come up with this funnel to understand, like, step by step where all the people are getting filtered, and what is exactly the root cause of that. And it turns out that their page is being slowly loaded, the payment page, and that is exactly the problem the uh, potential clients are facing in order to be not able to make successful payments. So in this way, we can see that Turno is not just able to analyze or uh, cluster various problems into the potential buckets, but also pinpoint or, like, flag the potential like the problems where exactly it is turning down, or where can we actually improve our business to convert into more successful conversions. So like we can't give the chats of these things because it is proprietary, but these are some of the use cases.
Vagdevi, I'm not able to see the screen at all. Is it
Okay.
me only, or others are able to see the screen?
No, we can't.
Oh, okay. It got unshared in some way, midway. Okay.
Okay, should I reshare it?
Are you done?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it was intentional. I thought by mistake that got unshared. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vakdevi. That was very helpful. All right. Is that it, Galinder? Shall I move ahead?
Yes, Sandeep. You can walk us through the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Let me share my screen and then. Okay. All right. All right. So yes, I think I'll focus a lot more on the questions than the independent individual the technical architecture. Instead of the technical architecture, I'll be focusing more on the the what exactly I mean, your question primarily. Let me go back. So far we have walked through various kinds of analysis done by Turno, and and we gave you briefly what exactly is Turno. Turno is your data scientist, accurate, secured, and hallucination free. And so basically the right, so user, whether non-technical or technical, they ask questions in plain English. Turno gives the response. And Turno underneath talks to your databases, your files, and so on, right? The it also, right? It also provides you the enterprise grade security with something called as Skill Shield. It provides the read-only access, and basically the data never leaves your premises. That's another very important aspect. You can, if you're using Turno on our servers, right? So most of the execution of the code, the access of your data will happen on our server. If you are using it on your desktop or your own server, the data will not leave your premises, right? So that's one of the very important aspects. The next is it basically provides the credentials management in the sense that instead of sharing all the credentials to LLM, we have you can basically securely save it as environment, and that credentials like access to let's say you want to analyze some data from Gmail, so you can give it your some of the credentials as environment variables. Those credentials won't be shared with any LLM. The access control, the users, let's say you have the database and you don't want the access of the whole database with everybody, that you can control easily. Second is it basically has a restriction to access your data. It will only access in a read-only format. Then it is a schema-only analysis. It doesn't really send your data to any LLM, and all the connections are encrypted. So the right. So if if you want, basically, if you cannot share your data with, let's say, Turno servers, you can just install it on your cloud and you can continue there. And you can also install it on locally. And on top of it, parts of Turno, we are making it available to everyone so that you can install, let's say, you want to have the data governance layer. That data governance layer you can utilize from other agents as well, right? So what exactly is Turno? Turno provides all sorts of data analysis, such as exploratory, predictive, real-time, and automatic report generation. So how Turno works is user uploads a question or asks a question, it interacts with databases, it gives the results and answers to the user. So you can try Turno at this, and all right. The another thing that like many would be having the questions is that one of the key aspects of Turno is that it builds a knowledge graph, internal knowledge representation of your data. It keeps on even so one of the largest challenge that people face when they are using LLMs on their data is that their data is undocumented, their data is basically is there's no clarity on the data, and the it's messy and all over the place. And what Turno does is Turno unifies that and creates a knowledge graph on top of that data, and that remains as one of the key properties. And this unification layer you can also improve by telling it what to do. Like you can say that, can you hide the personally identified information about customer from my my database? And Turno will do that without touching your database. Turno has something called a database interface layer, which acts like a proxy database, and that you can expose to other systems as well. So it works on your data locally. It's a conversational AI data scientist. It provides an enterprise grade security. It has, all of these features. So I'm going to move ahead. So that's pretty much. And you can reach out to us at reach us@turno.ai. And now, yeah. A question from Krishna is that how much is it extensible by individuals? We provide parts of it in your software, so you can essentially implement your own agents, your own systems on top of Turno, and you can also utilize it like an API and so on. All right. So thank you so much. I hope this session was useful to all. Feel free to reach out and sign up at turno.ai. That would be you know, you can just go to Turno AI and sign up and start using. And also you can sign up for the Turno desktop beta tester. We will be giving the desktop app only to those who sign up first, and we will be releasing the desktop app in the phases. All right. So thank you everyone again. Have a good day. All right. Yeah, thank you.